Hey you guys, it's me Kianna. You have to excuse if you hear some banging because they're doing something to the side door. So please excuse that. But I wanted to do this recipe on camera. You guys, are you ready for my mac and cheese again? I can't hear you. Okay. Alright, so I decided to do this on camera again for you guys. I've already heated up the noodles and cooked the noodles. So that's done. So we're ready to roll, you guys. This is a great, simple recipe, but it is the business. When I say my mac and cheese recipe is the business, you call me cocky or what you want to call me, but it's the business. It is what it is. Before I get started, I wanted to show you guys also, I showed you guys in my haul all of the Morningstar products and all of the meatless products I showed you guys that we're going to make great meat-like dishes out of. So if you haven't seen that video, please make sure you go check out that video right before this. Why? Because it's going to show you, and you're going to be able to actually go along with me for fixing the dishes that I'm going to be often showing you. So rather than, find out about the dishes when I'm cooking them, you can actually be on schedule with me, and that way you can also go out and get those same products and be able to fix the same dishes. So, I hope that helps. Make sure you check out that video. Next, I did not get a chance to show you guys this, but this is a great thing. It's a dinner for two in 10 minutes. It is tortellini, 3 cheese, all natural, and they come like this in your dry pasta aisle. And you can use these, just throw some sauce on top, have it with for garlic bread, you're done. That's a great, quick, easy, and cheap meatless dish. This was actually 2 for $3. They have them in all different kinds. They have them with cheese and spinach. Yeah, all of that. So that's already said. I just wanted to throw that out there to you guys so you can actually find that in your own local food market. And also you'll be able to follow me on the dishes that I make, as I told you guys before. Let's get started. What are you going to need? Okay, you're going to need cayenne pepper. You're going to need your noodles, so you can fix either elbows or shells. I don't care what kind you fix, but if you follow this recipe, you will have to make this. If you make it once for your family, you're going to have to make this for every bereavement, every baby shower, every cookout. Trust and believe me, this is going to be something that you're going to have to fix. Now, this is not a dish that you want to fix all the time. Why? Because it is fattening. So this is just strictly for like treats for your family, holidays, events, things like that. Everybody keeps asking me, "You gonna bring your mac and cheese to the event?" No, that's the point of me having an event where we having it, so I don't have to cook and clean up or none of that. But whoever's coming to the cookout at my home, if they're staying in this town, I told you guys that Chuck is thinking about doing a cookout at our home that we can have for everybody that's coming, and that's free and nothing's going to cost you anything. We're going to flip the bill for that, and I will make mac and cheese that day for you guys. So whoever comes, you will get a chance to make taste personally my famous mac and cheese. And yes, I said famous, even though I know it's a lot of people, that do mac and cheese recipes on YouTube. It's a whole lot of people. So what? They not me. So that's why I said it's famous. Yep. All right, you guys. And I do have a theory that that's probably how I got the cookbook deal, but that's another story. All right. So you're going to need the cayenne pepper. You're going to need a little salt. You can also use salt-free seasoning if you like. You're going to need some pet milk. A lot of people ask me, what is pet milk? Okay, simple as this. It's evaporated milk in a can. You can use, the one that says pet milk is basically just a brand. You can use pet milk, you can use Rich Food, you can use whatever you like. As for me, I use whatever's on sale. Whatever gives me the best deal and the more bang for my buck. So, this is what you're going to use. You're going to need this. Yes, for my mac and cheese, you're going to need fattening heavy whipping cream. Yes. Again, this is something just for a special occasion. As for me, it's not a special occasion, but we haven't had anything like this since Christmas. And it's now what? Almost March the 1st. So this is something that I'm fixing for my family. We haven't had it in 3 months. So I said, as a treat, because I haven't, catered to daddy in how long, baby? I haven't cooked for you in, been a vegetarian for almost a month. Not, it has not been since Christmas. You are not having that. Anyway, but it's been a long time. So I said I was going to fix him something special. And for you guys that's out there that are on diet plans or weight loss journeys, you can have this. It's just that you want to just limit your portion size, just like anything else. For instance, if you're on a caloric diet and it gives you 1,200 calories a day, this is definitely, if you get a big plate of it, it's definitely going to meet your 1,200 calories probably. Well, a little under that, but I'm over exaggerating, but it's going to be the bulk of your calories throughout the day. And if you choose to eat this because it is delicious, then just be mindful of whatever you're eating the whole entire day. You may want to just stick with a side salad for lunch or whatever, and just have this as your dinner. It's up to you. I'm just throwing out ideas for you guys on how you can actually balance. So that's what I do. I balance, and it's working for me. So, all right, you're going to need the heavy cream. You're going to also need cheese. Now, this is where we get into a sticky subject, because or a subject that causes a lot of questions. You can use any cheese you want. The beauty of my recipes, you guys, is I'm giving you the basics. I'm giving you what will actually take it to another level, okay? But you're going to make it your own. You're going to make it to adjust to your palate and the things that you like to eat. So I say use whatever cheese you want. It's no particular cheese you have to use. I share with you the basics. I share with you guys what I fix, how I fix it. And it's up to you to adjust it to how you want to fix it. But I give you the bare basics, okay? To take it to another level. Because this mac and cheese is another level. And if I'm lying, look at the comments. Look at the comments. You'll see what I'm talking about. Because many, many, many people have tried this recipe. Okay, so I'm using 2 sharp cheddar cheeses. And each is 10 ounces. So I'm using 2 sharp, and I'm using block medium cheese. And as you can see, I'm not using any specific name. Again, just getting what's on sale. Doesn't really matter what kind you use. That's how you really know also a cook. Because I can use whatever brand, and trust and believe me, they're going to love it. Because that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? So this is medium cheddar cheese. I'm using 2 of these. Yes, I'm using 4 cheeses. Why? Because I am fixing that much. That's 3 pounds of your macaroni noodles. Why am I fixing so much? Well, because I'm going to freeze some. I'm going to put them in individual containers. That's what I do. I like to put things in individual containers. That way we already have something handy at all times. And it also, I don't have to cook all the time, because I can just throw it in the microwave. Plus, often, neighbors, daddy's friends, things like that, if they smell this, they're coming to ask for some. And I don't like to turn people away. Not when I know how to cook food on a budget. So, since I can cook food on a budget, it allows me the opportunity to be able to share it with others. So, I'm using a big bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dump all of these noodles into this big bowl. Alright? So, let me try to do that, navigate that. And I'm going to pan the camera down so you guys can see. And as you saw while I'm doing this, I'll talk. As you saw, what I did was I just simply paired, I made sure I got cheese that was pre-cut. Now the other one is not, but you can get the pre-cut one. That just eliminates one extra step for you. And we always can use one extra eliminated step, right, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm just going to dump these noodles into this bowl. And what that does is that gives me enough space to work with what I have going on, to be able to mix the ingredients well and properly and all that good stuff. Alright, this is heavy. Alright, so this bowl, you guys, you'll see, is actually almost full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in the ingredients in this pot as well. And I just simply have a extra long roasting pan that you get from the Dollar Tree, the disposable kind. And that's what I'm going to transfer all of this into once it's all said and done. Now, as you know, I don't edit my videos, so I will show you guys how this looks on the next video, okay, when it's all said and done and when everybody is eating it. Now, you can use this as your main dish. Daddy don't believe in that. He says macaroni and cheese is supposed to be a side dish, but many people eat it as their main dish. So you can do this as a main dish. As Nene and I are going to eat some, we're going to have it as our main dish because we don't need to have anything else with this. So we're going to have this as our main dish, but you can pair this with a baked chicken, a fried chicken, or whatever. Again, this is not a dish that you want to fix all the time. This is for special occasions or just when you want to just have a treat that because you've been good for X amount of time. As for me, I've done really, really well. Really well. And I don't want to get into the weight issue, but just know that I've done really well in this 23 days that I've been a vegetarian. And let's not forget, I have been doing Body by Bye. So, I've done well. Still remaining a vegetarian. Not a vegan, but a vegetarian because I'm not a vegan. Somebody asked me that earlier. I'm not a vegan. But I do not eat any animal products. Any animal fat products. I do eat cheese, milk. Not really much of a milk drinker, you guys. You know that. I drink soy milk usually if I have anything needed for milk. But this is for the whole house. So, alright, so. Alright, let me pan the camera down so you guys can see. Alright. Still can't see. Alright. Try and get the camera right for you guys. Alright, so let's get started. This is just some of it. Now, if you want to see how deep this bowl is, this is how the bowl is. Then we also have, let's not forget, a load of it in the pot. Okay? So, that's why we're going to need all of this cheese, you guys. Hi, okay. I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm doing this mac and cheese on camera. Yes, I'm fixing my famous mac and cheese. I saw you smile. Okay, so right now I just put in 1 can of that milk. And as you can see, and of course you want to drain your noodles, you guys. But as you can see, that 1 can of milk just is making it moist. It's not really making it too watery. Okay. Now we want to reserve some of these ingredients, you guys. Keep in mind because we do have a pot of it as well. So I put in a half of the other can, you guys. Alright. Then we're going to simply add our cheese, okay? We're going to start off with the pre-cut. Why? Because it's easy. And easy is always good. Except sometimes. Not going to get into that. Anyway, this is already pre-cut. You're just going to simply layer that inside. You can break them up, but this is going to melt, you guys. Plus, we have plenty of it, so you don't have to try to like stretch it because trust me, it's going to stretch anyway. And again, it's going to mesh all together and melt because these noodles are still hot. Keep that in mind. We're going to also put an egg in here, and what that egg does, you guys, that's clean right there, by the way, my table. What we're going to do with the egg is going to bind it all together. If you need to know how long to bake this, I would bake it for about, I would say you're going to bake it covered with aluminum foil for about, I would say about 35 minutes max. Okay? Make sure you cover it because you don't want your mac and cheese to be hard on the top because the noodles will wind up baking too hard or long. And that's just wasting the whole top layer of the mac and cheese. As you can see, I'm just simply stirring that cheese in. That's nowhere near what we need. Alright, so we're going to go to the next cheese. Alright, thank you, babe. Now, if you find yourself that you even want more cheese, what I suggest is that I went to the Dollar Tree today, you guys. So I got these small 3-ounce bags of cheese. I always buy in its name brand. Dollar Tree has them. They're smaller than the regular brand, the regular kind that we buy at the market. But for $1, who you can't complain with so much. So I always keep those because A, you can freeze them. B, I can make a quick pizza out of it, a vegetarian pizza. And C, you can sprinkle a little bit on a salad if you want to kick it up a notch with an egg and some shredded cheese. Now, as for me, I usually use, except for today, as you can see, I usually use veggie cheese. Not because I'm a vegan, but it's just a healthier cheese for me, I find. I don't have any complications that sometimes cheese cause. And as far as digestion, it works well for me. Now, what works well for you, again, maybe something different. But I'm just expressing what I do, how I do it, and how I roll. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and stir that around again. We're going to add our seasonings to it. We're going to also add that egg. And we're going to also add that heavy cream. Let's not forget, because that heavy cream is going to take it up a notch. Trust and believe me. I've been doing my recipe like this, you guys, as you know, for over a year. I've always done my recipe like this. This is nothing new to people that's been riding with me for a long time. You go back and see my mac and cheese video for over a year ago. Same ingredients. Because if it's not broke, you know the rest. Don't fix it. Do you see it starting to get cheesy, you guys? Because again, these noodles was already hot. Okay? Now, so we're going to put the egg in. And for this amount, you guys, I would use 2 eggs. For the amount that's in the pot, I would say 1 egg should be sufficient. Alright. 2 eggs. Thank you. Cayenne pepper, salt. You don't have to use a whole bunch of ingredients as far as seasonings, you guys. I use a little black pepper as well, but I use that in the dish, and also because I'm a pepper lover, I use it on my own portion. Okay. This was 2 packs of cheese. This is approximately, in this bowl, you guys, I would say this is probably about 2 pounds of noodles. Okay. Now, I'm going to use also 1 bag of this. But I'm going to wait to use that after it's all mixed together with the heavy cream. Just so I can really get an accurate assessment on if it's actually needed. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add the heavy cream. Now this is a pint, exactly. This is a pint of heavy cream. They come in one size smaller than this, and it comes in a quart. This is sufficient. Why? Because even though I could probably use almost a quart for this whole entire 3 pounds, you have to keep in mind that this is not the most healthy thing to use. For instance, it's per container for this is 32 servings, and it's 40 calories per serving. So you basically can tell this is not something that you want to have all the time. I say that and I say that and I say it again because I know people will have something to say. But the reality is we don't eat everything perfectly. Obviously, the obesity rate wouldn't be the rate it is. I wouldn't see fellow people with, faces as big as mine, and I'm not even gonna get into it. Obviously, we eating something. Somebody eating something at late night. Okay, let's be real. Somebody going to 7-Eleven getting 7-Eleven hot dogs, quarter pound of big bites with chili and cheese and all that. Somebody doing some of that. Okay, so let's be real about it, y'all. All right. So when y'all ready to thumbs down and ready to make a comment, be ready for me to tell you. Anyway, y'all. So what I did was I added probably, I would say 1/3 of that cream. Okay, you can add just a little bit more because we're going to have to reserve some for the batches in the pot. This is going to feed an army, you guys. And if you're fixing this as a side dish, you're going to feed a whole lot of people with a side dish like this. So this is great for you guys that's trying to make a potluck, or you're trying to, make some food for a bereavement to take to a funeral because somebody passed and you want to, make sure you bring some food over. Great dishes to bring for this kind of stuff. So it's not that expensive. People say, oh, heavy cream is so expensive. This was $2, y'all. Heavy cream was $2. The cheese was on sale for $4. I used 2 for this serving right here, this big huge bowl of it. So that's $4, $6. The noodles was on sale for $1.50. Mind you, this is probably about $1 worth, and the other pot is about 50 cents worth. So this portion is $1. We're up to what? $7. The canned milk is 2 for $1 because I told you to buy the off-brand if needed. You're using 2 eggs. So you're spending about $7, you guys, but you're getting all of this mac and cheese, and this is not your standard mac and cheese. Trust me, you don't mind paying $7 for my mac and cheese recipe at all. Trust me. So when you make it, just prepare to have to fix it over and over again for holidays and stuff. I'm just preparing you. So, all right. So as you can see how cheesy it's looking, you guys. See that? See that, you guys? Now, for my liking, I would add just a little bit more milk to that. Regular milk, the pet milk. The reason why is because you got to understand these noodles are going to absorb whatever the wet agent is. So because it's going to absorb, you don't want it to be extra thick and dry. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to make it as moist. Now you can add a little bit of water if you want to stay away from a little bit more of the canned milk. That's up to you. But I'm just telling you at this stage right here, because I know that, see, it's perfect right now. But I know once it hits that heat, it's going to absorb that little bit of liquid that's in there. So to make it even more creamy, you can add, and so it doesn't be as thick and lumpy, only just one big whole hard lump. You can add a little bit of water, or you can add a little bit more of the evaporated milk. Now I'm at 24 minutes, you guys. This was a long vid. Going to go ahead and salt. Keep in mind the noodles will absorb that salt. Pepper, as well as cayenne pepper. You're going to stir that all around, you guys. Bake that in the oven for about, I would say about 35 minutes, you guys. Ooh, that's sun. Bake it in the oven for about 35 minutes, you guys, and you should be good to go. Make sure you cover it and let me know what you think. Let me know how you like it. I promise you, you'll love it. So I'll show you in the next video how it looks when it's all said and done. I thank you so much for rolling with me for 25 minutes just for some mac and cheese. But guess what? It's so worth it. All right, you guys, be blessed.